Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. No, this is a hangout, possibly. So for all of you that have shown up, good day. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. Nice Saturday evening here in Regina. Just about 6 p.m. right now as we're starting. I do know that I am 2 hours behind everybody else. This will get easier to facilitate on the future dates as of November 3rd. Instead of 2 hours behind Ontario, I am 1 hour behind. Time change happens for everybody. Saskatchewan doesn't do daylight savings time, so we stay the same. Half the year we are 2 hours behind Ontario. Half the year we're 1 hour behind Ontario. So it actually makes it so that it's even easier for me to talk to my children because I don't have as many hours to deal with in difference. Yeah, other than that, where are we at? Well, that we're I don't know. I apparently have a box coming from Guy with a couple beers in it, so that's going to be awesome. His hometown, his Homer Brewery, which is right around where he lives right now. I have a box coming from Brian where we have done up some reviews that are going to be blind. He has taped them up with papers. Some of them are beers I've had before. Some of them are beers I've never had before. And I'm going to, for the beers I've had before, we're going to re-review them, see how I feel about them now and how I feel about them. And also how I felt about them with the fact that I will not know what's in them. And yeah, it'll be fun, blind taste testing. And the Gnarled Branch has sent me a box that has some Halloween treats in it, one of them being a pumpkin lager, which I was trying to get my hands on here, but it's sold out here from every store that had it. So he was able to grab me one and send it off this way. So thank you very much for that. Other than those three packages, I do have about 12 here. I do have to send one out to Malty, which will have a few beers in it and a opener. He'll get a better one because he's asked about some breweries in BC that my localist, well, I shouldn't say localist because I do have ones that are closer, but the bottle shop that I usually frequent that's closest to my work usually ends up with beers from those breweries in it. So I'm waiting for that to happen, and then I'll send up another one with some BC beers as well. But he'll get a few different beers from here in Saskatchewan coming his way with one of the BB Barflies that I had left. I only had two left, but I only need one. And it's not like these things break easily. So even though they're vintage, there's not many of them still out there. I think there had only been about 150 of them made. So I don't know how many are still out there, but I know that I have two of them, and he will get one of them. My buddy Sage says he still has the one I sent him, which was in the sage green. I had a green one and a black one, so I'm going to send Malty the black one. Next weekend I am also off, so we may do one of these, especially if I have people that are like, hey, let's do a chat or something. We'll get it going. Other than that, not much. I have a bunch of hot sauces to review still, so we're going to do that because, hey, why not? It's going to be fun. Haven't done some hot sauces in a while. Some of the hot sauces are going to be easy reviews because the bottles are almost empty, so I do know what they tasted like. But there are times where I just buy the sauce and I end up using it before I review it, because normally I would review the sauce and then I would use the sauce. But sometimes I buy it and I buy it for a specific reason. And I'm like, we have to review this. And then life gets in the way and it just sits there for a while. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I haven't reviewed it yet. Well, I got to use it in what I was going to use it in. I mean, I could review it right then and there before we move on. But hey, who am I, right? A bitch, nothing great. So we're here. We're going to do some beer reviews. Not beer reviews, but sort of beer reviews at the same time, because these are going to be beers that I'm not going to go into blind when I review them, because, well, three of them are beers that I won't be going into blind when I review them because they're here. I did get a 4-pack from a guy at my job that has the same job title as me. He went on vacation, but unfortunately, part of his vacation was he had to go to Drumheller, and in Drumheller is a brewery called Valley Brewing. he had to go to Von Dromheller, and I'm saying unfortunately because it was for a death in the family. They went to do the burial, and luckily for him, while there, he got to hang out with his grandkids and everything else, and that's great. But he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, have you ever had anything from Drumheller, from Valley Brewing?" And I go, "Yeah, I've had these 2 beers from them." He goes, "Okay, would you like me to grab you some beer?" I'm like, "Hey, man, travel beer is always amazing. That would be great." He went in and he's like, "Hey, can I do a pick-a-pack? Can I do," like, he goes, "You're selling them as 4s. That's great, but can I like get 4 different beers? Can I do this? Can I do that?" And they're like, "No, we only sell in 4-packs." He's like, "Oh." Then he texted me. He goes, "Hey, remember that thing you told me that you hate that breweries do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, this brewery did it. I bought you this. I don't know if you're going to like it or not, but hey." I'm like, "Hey, man, that's great regardless. I just love the chance to get something, and I love that you thought of me on this horrible reason for you to be there." He goes, "Well, you've been there for me." So I'm like, "Hey, I'm here. Let's see if you've had this." So thank you very much to him for that. And yeah, I do have some pumpkin. They've never had pumpkin beers because pumpkin beers are not a big thing here, apparently. So I have a pumpkin beer in my fridge that me, him, and the other person with the same job title as me, we're going to try together. That I ordered from Dunrobin, Ontario, from Small Pony Beer Works. Well, Small Pony Barrel Works. Sorry. First beer of the night for me will be this guy here. We're only going to be online for about at most 2 hours, but we're going to be doing this guy, the Minhas Radler. So if there's anything you want to talk about, anything you want to say, anything, let's do it. This is our chance, right? This is like an ask me anything until people join up, and then it's still kind of an ask me anything. Some things I won't answer, and it's not because I don't want to answer them. But there's some things that just shouldn't be a public forum. And I know some people try to bring me into those. They're like, "Hey, let's see if we can get them to do this." And sometimes I bite a little bit, but it's mostly because I'm lonely and gives me something to talk about. I'm guessing, well, I have a group. I have a group chat that has about, I don't know, 12 people in it that I always send the link to. Usually it's 1 or 2 people from that group that join. I think that we're at the point where my my ability to get the old crew together or anything like that is impossible. But hey, we'll keep sending it through. I just want to see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So every week I send it out to those 14, and then I send it to like 3 others. So I do like a 17-person invite for the people that are like, everybody's invited anytime they want. They just have to get a hold of me and say, "Hey, can you send me a link?" But these 17 I always send the link to. Most of the 17 have been people that have been involved in this before, and usually no one shows up. That's okay. That's okay. It's a little saddening, but it's okay. I think that's the other thing too, right? Like you're in your 40s. You've and again, 2 people. I know one of them said if he was still awake, he works currently the shift I used to work when I worked at the place I worked in Niagara Falls, and it's a horrible shift. It is a horrible shift, and when you get off your shift, you don't. If you don't sleep, you're screwed, and that's what he said. Is he didn't take his in the middle of the day sleep, so he didn't know if he'd be awake, and that's okay. We would start at 2 in the morning, and we'd get done at 10:30 in the morning, and if you don't sleep, come like 5 or 6, you just pass out. And I sent the message. I'm like, "Hey, in an hour or so, I might go live." And he goes, "Well, if I'm still awake, I'm there." I'm like, "You've been drinking all day?" And he goes, "No, I didn't nap after work." I'm like, "Oh, I hate when that happens." The other one being my French wizard, my pantsless French wizard. He has a kid now. He has a wife. I get it. So I do. I got my bear claw back scratcher here. So I do get it. I don't disdain anybody that can't show up or doesn't want to. I think I think I get weirded out, right? Because I sit here and then there's other people like Malty's been on here once, but he works a job that doesn't do well to join us and all that too. But like Facebook gives you your memories, and I'll look back at my memories all the time. And anytime the day falls on a day when me and the group in Niagara Falls weren't getting together to drink in my basement and do the reviews, every time it's like, hey, anyone doing anything? Anyone doing anything? I'm lonely. I'm bored out of my mind. I need to get out. I need to get out. Especially, and that was happening while I was married still to my first wife, but it especially happened after me and her broke up and she had left and gone back to the London, Ontario area. I would almost daily especially when I was on leave, because I was on leave for a bit to get my affairs in order, get myself in order, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, every day, hey, anyone doing it? And usually it was crickets. And so sometimes when I send these messages out, I'm reminded of those crickets, because I mean, again, I am in my 40s. You don't make friends in your 40s very often. There was one guy that I went out and shared some beers with here. We've texted once since then, and he was a really cool guy. He was a good guy. I have no problems with him. I would hang out with him again anytime, but it hasn't happened. We haven't texted back and forth. It's kind of on both of us. Neither of us have done it. He did text me once to say, hey, I'm drinking this beer from your old stomping ground in Ontario. And I'm like, hey, that's a really good beer. If you really like it, I have one sitting in my fridge you can have too. Next time we get together, I'll give it to you. And that was the last time we texted. And then one of the supervisors at my last job, it was the same thing. Hey, when I left the job, he was like, hey, let's hang out sometime. And I go, sure, here's my number. We've texted once or twice. And he was like, hey, we really do still need to get together. But again, it hasn't happened. And again, this is what happens as you get older, right? People have their families, people have the people they hang out with. And you kind of it just doesn't happen. And I should be, hey, I have a wife, I have 2 kids, I have 3, but my brain needs the interaction. So that's why I do these. Wasn't a bad beer. And I don't like saying that about a Minhas product. I actually don't mind the Minhas Radlers. Well, what's going on? How goes it? It goes. How goes it for you? I mean, it goes as good as it can while you're sitting here drinking beer in the basement by yourself, right? As good as it can. Our next beer for tonight, I think it's going to be this guy. And I almost want... Oh, I do have a glass. Actually, okay, we'll start with this one. But yeah, I'm curious. How are you doing right now? Actually, we'll start with the one I don't know if I'm going to like, because I did talk about Joel picking this up. And again, thank you very much, Joel. Now, the only problem with this is I'm going to not go into this beer blind when I actually review it. But hey, so this is from Valley Brewing. This is their Swindler Hop Tandem series. So this is like, instead of a 1-hop series, it's a 2-hop series. And I kind of like that idea, right? Make a base beer and use 2 different hops in it, because there's so many things you can do in a 2-hop series. And a 2-hop series is a slightly different idea than the single hop series that everybody does. But this is 6.8% alcohol and 70 IBU. That's a huge IBU for just a 2-hop beer. It is crafted in Drumheller, Alberta, brewed with the finest Alberta-grown craft malts. Swindler Hop Tandem Series. This is a West Coast citrus and pine flavored IPA. Where does it tell me the hops they used? Oh, down here. We're looking at Amarillo and Simcoe. So here's the weird thing, right? So you're doing this, and the bad thing is, again, I haven't reviewed this yet, so I haven't had this spiel yet. And some people come from my rants, and I'm going to have to try and remember this rant sort of when I do it, but it probably won't be that hard. And we will read what you wrote there, Wagon, after this. But you have this cool idea of this two hop instead of single hop because you can bring out so many more flavors with two hops, and you can do several different additions to the boil of both of them because every different time addition will bring out a slightly different flavor or more alpha acids or anything like that. Um, but instead of going with one of the lesser known hop variants and a more well known hop variant, or two lesser known hop variants, or two of the newest hop variants, or one really new hop variant and one old hop variant, or like one of the mainstays of original craft brewing and then one of the mainstays of modern craft brewing. You went with the two most basic IPA hop variants. Like, who doesn't know what Amarillo hops taste like? Who doesn't know what Simcoe hops taste? I'm really excited to get like lemon, grapefruit, and cat pee in my mouth in just a few moments. I'm really excited about that. I'm not really excited about that. You know, that's always a good find. That's always a good find. Again, great. Was it just regular mead? Was it just honey, or did you make a melomel? Did you do many of the other things? Is it carbonated? Is it still? Well, if you've just found them and they were stashed away, they're probably still by now. But who knows? Maybe I should go grab. I've only drank one of them, and I don't know what's what in there anymore. But I still have some of those expired Mr. Beer Kit stuff over in the other room. I should go grab some. So for an impromptu review, and we'll see how I feel when I actually review it. Maybe when I review it, I'll put it in the fridge for a bit just to see how it changes, because I'm already not excited. Like I'm not. I know I have like 400 plus pounds of dog. Like I know that between the three dogs, I have almost 500 pounds of dog, and then we have a 2-pound cat. But the amount of noise that happens up there because they're playing with the 20-pound child is insane. Just try and sleep underneath a 170-pound St. Bernard who's fucking walking around your 95-year-old house while you're in the basement sleeping. Like it sounds like the guy's just like he's jumping on his hips to sleep. He's like, boom! The whole house shakes, and I'm like, really? Okay. So there is a little bit of haze to that. I know I see some comments. We'll get to that. So a little tiny bit of haze. I shouldn't be doing this. I haven't reviewed this yet. Why am I doing? What? Yeah, I was right. I was right on how that. I'm gonna have this spiel too, and people are gonna be like, "You're not doing this blind." And you're right. This beer I won't be doing blind. Well, I'll be doing it blind because I'm blind, but I won't be doing it blind because I no. But yeah. What's going on, Uncle Chuckles? Using wild yeast and thanks to a friend at a brewery, a mason jar for a red. That's actually pretty cool. Enjoy your nachos, sir. I actually almost today, and I might go back and see if it's still there next week when I get my YouTube monies. But I was in the bottle shop today looking for some stuff to round out. I owe Brian a few packages of beer, so I was trying to round out his packages of beer and Malty's package of beer. So I was there looking for specific things that I thought they would like, and they didn't have what I was hoping they would have. But I was looking, and I saw a mix pack from Bourne Brewing Company, which is in Alberta, and it was 4 different fruited wheat beers, and it was an 8-pack because it was 2 of each, but it was like a mango mint, a passion fruit, a guava, and I believe a blueberry. And I was like, that could be really Interesting. It didn't end up getting bought today, but I saw it. I'm sure it's still going to be there next week, unless it's going to be like Theater of Madness, and I have to get Gnarled Branch to send me it. But no, we'll hopefully find it next week. And like I said, Brian's going to get 3 boxes to. Well, Brian's getting 3 boxes, but they're going to slow down. I'm going to send 2 of them this week, or 1 of them this week. 1 of them, I don't know how I'm doing it, but he's getting 3 boxes. Malty's getting 1, but Malty's getting 1 with a couple beers in his opener, and then down the line he's going to get 1 with the beers from the breweries he was asking about once I find them again, because I talked to the people at the Urban Cellars and they're like, yeah, we're going to have that stuff in stock again soon. Like, okay, well, I'll be here soon then. No, it's not. So again, and I love that Joel picked this up for me. And again, thank you very much, Joel. He'll never watch this, but he picked this up for me. And he went in and he asked about their 4-packs, right? He's like, okay, I have to buy 4 beers. Can I buy 4 separate beers? And they're like, no. And he goes, you don't do pick-a-packs or anything? They're like, no. And he goes, okay, so I know this guy. He goes, I know this guy. He used to do some stuff at Niagara College teaching brewery. He's done stuff all over the Ontario brewing market. He's ran a beer festival. He's done this. He's done that. And they're like, who is? And he told them, and then they're like, oh, we know him. He goes, yeah, and he talks about this one problem with the brewing industry in this section of the country, and how he'd have absolutely no problem buying a 4-pack of beer, but he wants to be able to buy whatever 4 beers he wants. And they're like, yeah, we've heard that. And he goes, why don't you do it? And they're like, well, we figure that this sells our beer faster. We get rid of a batch faster. And he goes, but okay, so he goes, and this is what he said, and I understand it, and I fully agree with him. He goes, so if you have a batch of beer that you're hoping that will all sell in 4 so you can get rid of it faster, but it's not a great beer. He goes, how many people are buying it as a 4-pack? They're like, well, not many people. He goes, yeah, but then you have these people that come in, like, say, me, that are buying stuff for him that he's never had, or buying stuff for myself that I've never had. And there's this one beer that, isn't a style that would normally be picked or something, or it's like a Pilsner sitting in a place where you have 100 different stouts or sours, and he knows nothing about beer. He's talked to me so much about it that he's picked up the lingo. He goes, so, you have all these stouts and porters and sours and everything else that might be bought before it, but you have this one that they're just sitting there. Don't you think you would sell it faster if you just let people do a pick-a-pack and they can pick 4 and they can be like, you know what, I kind of want to know what your Pilsner tastes like. Give me one of those. Like, oh, maybe. He goes, so can I pick a pack? And they're like, no. So he got this for me. And again, I really appreciate it. I don't think Brian's going to like it, but he's going to get one to try. I don't know if Malty's going to like it, but he's going to get one to try. And it's not a bad beer, but again, it's not. I wouldn't want to have to buy a 4-pack of this. Like, it's a beer that I'm like, okay, whatever, I drank it. I mean, and I have to drink it a second time to review it because that's the way I do things, but I don't. It pisses me off that it just. There's so many things I want to say, but I'm not going because I got to save it for when I just possibly lost a little bit of my video when I actually review this, so I got to stop. Got to hold it all together. Done. I'm done. Yes, I am. Are you enjoying the fall weather? What are you doing, Paul? Get in here. Come say hi. I want to see your pretty face. Anyway, I do agree with you. But I mean, it comes down to what is subpar beer, right? I say, maybe a style that isn't good. The number one beer style in this province is Pilsner. It's the number one beer style in this province. You will go into breweries that have Pilsner that sells out everywhere. The one right around the corner from me that I go to often has Champall. I don't like Champall. But again, they sell everything as singles, fours, and some of them are in sixes, like the Champals in sixes. On top of that, they have everything else, but they sell it in singles. They don't even care if you do a 4-pack. They'll sell it to you as just one can. I can go in and give me one can. They're like, here you go. Great place because of that. And then I'll go into something like, say, Rebellion. And again, Rebellion will have a beer, say, like beer. And beer's their Kolsch. Rebellion's known for their IPAs. So everybody's coming in and buying their IPAs and their sours and their stouts. Those are the three things they're really known for. And then they have this Kolsch called beer sitting on the shelf. And they're selling it in 8-packs, 6-packs, 4-packs. And now they sell it as singles too. They were the guys who I had an interview with them. And I'm like, this is what I would do. And then they started doing that, which pissed me off because they didn't give me the job. But digressing. The beer, the Kolsch is the least bought style there. Because if you're going in there for these set styles. Yeah, more of a chance of selling the beer if it's just sold in a mixed 4-pack. Like you can go in and go, give me this, and you know what, I want to try that. And the reason I was able to find an 18-month-old can of it at the brewery was because it wasn't selling in the big packs. It only started selling once they were allowing you to buy it as singles. Like it was selling in the big packs, but not fast enough, I guess is the way to put it. You know what? Shut up about your I don't get pumpkin beers here. I can't get them here. I agree. Mixed packs are the best way to move crap beer. I am a dark beer fan more myself. You are correct. Well, that's unfortunate, good sir. Again, hopefully we can connect in a week or two. 2 weeks from now, my time zone changes to the point where I'm only an hour away from your time zone. So hopefully we can connect then, because I know right now we are 2 hours different. As of November 3rd, we're 1 hour different. Now, I'm sort of sad that I can't find a date on this, because I would love to make fun of the dating. But I can't. Yes, pumpkin pie is a thing here. It's a big thing here, especially Costco's pumpkin pie. Actually, just so you know, if you want to know the trivia, Canada sells about 10 million pumpkin pies a year.
Hello.
Good day, Brian. Do you like pumpkin pie?
No.
No?
No.
Do you think you like this beer when it's in your box?
I'm going to try it.
Like I said, he bought me a 4-pack and brought it over, and so I'm like, you know what? That's great. I'll have one on a stream. I'll have one to review, and I have 2 people I have to send boxes of beer to, so they both get one. So it worked out.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Costco pumpkin pies are fucking huge, and they're like $7.99 here. I don't understand how they can make it for $7.99, but hey, I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan. But I do like pumpkin pie. But I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan.
I think they just make them cheap so that way
we also saw
come
you
in
in here. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just saying, I think they make it cheap so that way it gets people into the store to spend their $300 everywhere else.
There are people in Saskatchewan who show up there and buy like 100 of them and drive away.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, like my workplace decided to give pumpkin pie as a treat one day, right? So they bought pumpkin pie and whipped cream and stuff. They went in and bought like 60 pumpkin pies and brought them in, and I'm like, but there's only 70 workers. They're like, yeah, people like pumpkin pie. Watch these disappear. And they did. They disappeared. They were just gone. And yeah, Gnarled Branch, you should be in here chatting with us too. I want to hear more of your thoughts on Oro.
Well, I know last year, I don't know if it was at Thanksgiving or Christmas, but the Avondale stores bought Costco out of the pies. That ticked off a lot of people.
And I could see that right at $7.99. I could see a lot of businesses buying them and then selling them as their own pumpkin pie at their restaurants and stuff. Would you like a slice of pumpkin pie? $6. I bought the pie for $7.
Yeah.
So my next beer is the Hellion Lager from New Level. Hellion Lager. Ooh, look at this beer.
I was because I should check my fridge, see if I have something to drink tonight.
I have some New Level beers to send your way. Now, the thing that I'm finding with New Level, I don't even know what their beers are like, but these are expensive fucking mix packs. And I think it's all the artwork. Like, the artwork is amazing, but at the same time, like this is not from that pack, but they have a mix pack of all sours. It's 4 sour beers, 8 beers, right? Like 4 different beers, 8 of them. So 2 of each, and it's like $52 here. And I'm like, ooh, my penis just shrank. Like that's the point I'm at, right? And I mean, at the same time, you think about it, and it's not that bad. It's like $6 a beer, but at the same time, you're like $6 a beer. Like I guess like I'm looking at this guy. Okay, so let's say this guy was in that pack. It's not, but say it was at $6. I can get like a beer from Serbia at some of these. I bought a beer from Serbia today. Right now, Canada does like the 473s as their king cans. Europe does the 500 mils, like the full pint. And that can from Serbia was $2.89. And then like New Level is $6. Like
it doesn't make sense how something so far away is cheaper than something just down the road.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Here, let me move these so you can just put it there. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Hopefully they're crispy enough.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, I thought you were talking to us.
I love you too, Brian. Don't worry. I love that I posted that memory of the photo you sent me, and she's like, "Who posted this? I want to talk to them." And you're like, "It was me."
So, if I show you what I'm drinking, it's going to give away something that you're going to be getting in a box.
If it's something that's wrapped, I wouldn't know for sure that it's there.
No, however, it hasn't even been sent. It hasn't been sent yet. It's next package is getting organized.
What are you sending? Well, actually, you know what? I don't want to know what you're sending, but what are you drinking?
Well, it's a lager.
Okay.
I could show it. What's the big deal if one of the beers coming your way?
Well, that's just it, right? It won't.
Yeah. This is fairly new on the market.
Let's see that?
Here. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Sittler?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, sir?
Daryl Sittler. 10-point lager.
Oh! I'll still drink it, don't worry. I'm going to start writing my rant as soon as we're done here, right?
That's okay.
Is it still Oktoberfest up here? I don't remember. Oktoberfest just ended, I do believe.
I think so, but you know how some people are. It's like, oh, it's February. It's St. Patrick's Day every day. Or, sorry, March. St. Patrick's Day every day.
That's not bad, but this 8-pack was $40. So this would be a $5 straight beer. That's not worth $5. And yeah, anytime you want, Mark, I can send you a link if you find if you contact me either via email or Facebook or whatever. And by Facebook, you can even go to the Albino Rhino Beer Review or Albino Rhino Beer Festival page. I can send you a link. You can join us. You don't even need a beer to join us and say hi.
No, beers are optional.
Brian is loved. Yes, Brian is like once I'm done the 4 beers I've pulled off to the side. My wife wants Mad Albino 11 tonight, so after these 4, I'm going on to non-alcoholic beers.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I haven't gotten into those yet.
But yeah, I love the art of these guys' beers. But yeah, like, so Regina opened up the art on that isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. Who brews it?
That's a great question. And this is the second label they've done. Because if you go onto the website, they're like, oh, if you find the originals, it's a collector's item. Brewed at Something in the Water, 151 East Liberty Street, Toronto, Ontario.
Okay. I didn't realize that Something in the Water. Something in the Water is a contract brewery, but their like head office is considered in Ottawa. So I'm kind of amazed that they're there. But if they're in Toronto, that means they're either brewing at like Common Good, Cool Brewing, Great Lakes. Like there's a huge lineup of places that could be. What did you say the address was again?
151 East Liberty Street.
Now I'm going to look that up and see if.
So that's not Great Lake. That's not Great Lakes because that's just off the highway.
Yeah, and that's in Etobicoke.
Yeah, that's the only one I know the location because I can see it on the side of the highway.
That address brings you to. Oh, did they buy a brick and mortar and are no longer in? They might actually have their own brick and mortar now in Toronto because there is a Something in the Water listing.
Well, that's good. Well, who else? Who else has an address in Toronto that we were talking about from down this way? Silversmith, right?
Silversmith does own. Silversmith bought Black Oak Brewing in Etobicoke. So yeah, they have two facilities now. They have the Niagara on the Lake facility and the old church, which is where they started, and they have their facility in Etobicoke.
Yeah, because we were talking with a couple months ago, thinking they probably just want to be able to say brewed in Toronto to get the Toronto crowd.
True, and it makes it easier because the way the beer store does their stuff, and they still do it even though they've now opened up to corner stores and stuff, was that you are allowed 2 free listings at the 3 beer stores closest to your location. So them being there now gives them more availability of moving beers into those listings as well. And they can pull out the normal ones. Like they could say, you know what, we're not selling like Black Oak Nut Brown there, but here's our Silversmith Black Lager, motherfuckers, which is a much superior beer. But and I remember I saw, and I didn't realize that they had bought a second facility until Nikolai had told me that he was working for them at their second facility. But it was one of those things. I was at my Urban Cellars and I saw this can of beer sitting there, and I actually thought it was Jason's beer from Brimstone because it looked like Brimstone's artwork. And I'm looking at it going, when the fuck did Jason start like shipping out of Ontario? And then I picked it up and it was Silversmith, and I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, but the name sounds like a Black Oak name. And then I'm looking at the back and it was showing the Black Oak address, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, so you're going to have a couple different boxes coming your way.
That's cool.
One should come out this week. Maybe 2 will come out this week. I don't know. But yeah, I've been putting stuff aside. I actually have a bunch of stuff that I think you'll really enjoy and get a kick out of. And this is the thing, right? Saskatchewan's population is like a quarter of Toronto's population. And we still have like anyone can make amazing beer as long as they have an idea of what they're doing. And there's some amazing beer that comes out of this province, and I want to share it with you. So yeah, yay!
That's cool.
And I've tried to make sure that you're not getting like 18-month-old beer like I do.
Hey, whatever happens. I just realized the other day I finished off a case of beer that I bought last Black Friday.
Last Black Friday. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you're sending me could probably last a long time.
My wife made breakfast for dinner. It's pancakes and sausages.
Ooh. Can't go wrong with breakfast.
No, and I'm a weird guy. Like, my sausages have to be burnt, basically. Well, not burnt, but I like my sausages crispy. And she likes her sausages just the point where you're not going to get salmonella or anything from them. No, it's not salmonella with pork. It's other stuff. But she likes it cooked just enough that the bacteria is killed. Like, it's still kind of floppy and shit. And I'm like, I will not eat that. And she's like, I get it. You're blind and you cooked for yourself and couldn't tell when it was cooked, so you just let it burn and dry out. I get it. I can. There's ketchup and other sauces for that. I'll make it the way you want it. I'm like, I love you so much. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know if I've asked you, but what's the chicken wing situation like out there?
It's okay.
Like I know we're spoiled in this area here.
Almost everywhere has chicken wings. The weird thing is your flavors are going to be a lot different than yours to an extent. Like, you can still get mild, you can get hot, you can get honey garlic.
Yeah.
But like honey dill is a big thing. Honey dill is huge in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Like, there's companies that make honey dill sauce, and it's good, but it's odd at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the flavors that are different. Like, you'll go to a pub and it'll have like 15 flavors, and like 5 of them are flavors that you would find in Ontario, and the other 10 are like just oddball things that you're like, what is this? So you try them as you go, and some of them are really good, and some of them aren't. And
yeah,
but it's intriguing, right? Like, different parts of the country, different things are what people are interested in. So I really get excited with some of the stuff that I find, and I get unexcited about some of the stuff I find.
Oh, I understand that.
Prairie Sun Brewery. I think so, but this is the one reason, and I have people always go like, why do you use Untapped? It's for the ones where I don't remember.
Yeah. I just like using your Untapped to see what you've had or not.
Me. Prairie Sun Brewery. It's in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if I've had anything from Prairie.
Oh. Are they still around?
No, I have had nothing from them. Nothing. Let's see what they have here. Crazy.
Or do they not ship out?
I've never seen them here. I've never seen them at any bottle shop here. I've seen other breweries from Saskatoon, like Great Western's always here. City Limits usually has stuff. Paddock Wood has stuff all the time. Like they're Better Brothers, 9 Mile Legacy. There's a lot of breweries from Saskatoon that I can get stuff from, but I've never seen any of these.
I'll give you a little update on the Leafs game right now.
Oh,
they're losing.
Ottawa won today.
Nice. So the
Moose
second period
Tracks
just
hazelnut espresso stout. Oh man, I want that right now.
ended. One
They
of the
make a
guys on the
pumpkin
leaves.
beer.
They make a pumpkin beer.
They do. It's called Harvest Moonkin, and it's a
Ooh.
7% alcohol pumpkin beer. So I sent because they wouldn't let him look through it. I sent all the information for Iron Bridge Brewing to my buddy Kyle, and he's like, "That's a brouhaha brew house," and I go, "Yeah, I saw that when I went in." He's like, "That means they didn't have the money for a real brew house." I go, "I'm aware." Because you don't want to buy a place with a brouhaha brew house. I go, I'm 100% aware that I don't really want it, but at the same time, I want it. He goes, "I get it, but you don't want it, Chad. Walk away." Are they only
Oh,
like
is
growlers?
that a growler delivery for you?
I'm sure it was when my wife wants to go to Saskatoon at some point. I don't know when that'll happen. I also have been told that I may be sent to Saskatoon soon because the place I work for needs people in Saskatoon. It'll only be for like a week if I go, but I think I'm going to hit up like every brewery in the world while I'm there.
Well, you should maybe ask to go there for 2 weeks.
You guys need to put me in a hotel that's in walking distance to a bunch of breweries. That's the only stipulation I have.
Yeah. Imagine that, Eddie. You can put you one right close to your work. No, I need to be way over there. It's easier for
funny
after work.
because when the owners of the company realized who I was too, they were talking about whether or not I'd be interested in going to Winnipeg.
They're in the beer industry a little bit, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had anything yet?
Oh yeah, when I started it with the Northwest Company, I went to their brewery and their beer was pretty good.
Okay.
The one and only stipulation, yeah. And you guys have to give me 2 days off in a row. Well, why? Because I'm going to be drunk for the night off, the first night, and then my first day.
Yeah. That's why you need to be there for 2 weeks, so you can do a morning shift, have your 2 days off, and then start on night shifts.
Next beer, and I wish Guy was here for this one, is from
It
New
looks
Level.
like the same.
It's from the same brewery. This is called
Oh,
Pinball.
okay. Oh. Pinball what? Clemens?
Pinball Wizard.
Oh, okay. Little who going on there, right?
And it's a raspberry sour at 5.7% alcohol by volume. He's a pinball wizard. And when it came to hard liquor, and for those of you that don't know, and not to be a downer on this, Brian knows some of this stuff. I don't know how much I've ever talked about or if you've only learned it through this, but I have made several attempts to unalive myself, and hard liquor was one of the things I've used. So I stay away from it. But when I drank hard liquor before I went to that stage of my life, whiskey and gin were my two choices. I loved whiskey, all types of whiskey, be it Scotch or anything. I loved it. And I loved gin. And yes, I've had a lot of stuff from, I love High Key. Their London Fog is impeccable. Where in Saskatchewan are you, Wagon? I know I've asked this and you've told me a few times, but if you say Regina, I'm going to throw a can at you if I ever meet you. If you ever find me at my place of business, I might throw something bigger at you. Just like
what's the little town right outside of Regina? What's one of them?
There's lots of them. There's like Pilot Butte. There's Emerald City. There's Lumsden. Lumsden is where the brewery was that I was looking at buying until one they really outpriced themselves. They thought they were worth more than they were because I got to see some of their books. And the other problem, again, with Kyle telling me, yeah, you don't want to buy it, and he's right. Brouhaha system isn't a bad system. Realistically, a brouhaha system is a good brew house, but a brouhaha is basically a very, 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 very glorified home brewing system. So it comes down to, is it worth me paying over $700,000 for a building and a business that is using like a $25,000 brew house that I would have to upgrade if I ever ended up making beer that people wanted?
So would that be why they had like 49 recipes then?
It's one of the reasons. It most likely is an option, sir. Because I walk everywhere because I'm blind, multinational might be where we have to go unless I can talk my wife into dropping me off. But give me some information next time you're around and we can see what we can do. I am of a high enough position at the job I work that I may be able to finagle something if I am working.
You have to go to a lunch meeting.
Lunch meeting. New level. So I really, that lager wasn't bad. It was just the price that was bad. Yeah, Sittler.
This is I like. This is nice. This is easy. You'll probably destroy it, not like it, but
where I was
this
going,
is up my alley.
I'll destroy it solely because it's Sittler. Let's be honest, right?
Oh, I know.
So where? What?
He may be visiting my place of employment right now.
Yeah.
During the game.
Actually, I should send you my schedules for the next few weeks too, so that you know where you're sending me each package. But like I said, you can always send it to my house as long as they're doing the carding. Because porch pirates are harsh in the neighborhood I live in.
I don't know what's going on with this current package. It's just sitting still. I am not going back to that post office.
Where's it sitting?
Last time I checked earlier today, it was still in Mississauga.
Oh, has it not moved from Mississauga? Let's see.
No, it's done the post office check-in, Mississauga, unless it's suddenly moved.
It was processed in Mississauga on the 17th.
Yeah.
And today's the 19th, isn't it?
Yeah.
It still says it's expected on the 21st, so it's probably on a plane or something. But usually it would say in transit.
Yeah, like those other ones I sent you, like you would have had them already. You would have had them today.
Multinational Space Knife was amazing. Just so you know, Brian, you will be getting a can of Space Knife. It's the first time I'm going to go back and buy like a 4-pack of something. Because Space Knife was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was fucking amazing.
That's cool. Have you reviewed it? Is the video out yet?
Yes, I reviewed it live there, but I reviewed it on tap. On tap, it is it's on Nitrogen on tap. Okay. Here's the thing, right? So nitrogen is known to take flavor away from beer. It really adds to the mouthfeel and the experience, but it takes away from the flavor. And when I was done, the owner of the brewery was the one working that night, and he knows who I am, and he goes, "Any thoughts or comments?" I go, "It was fucking amazing." He goes, "Oh, good, thank you." I go, "My question is, your cans are only going to be carbonated, correct?" He goes, "Yes, carbonated." I go, "Okay, so can you try and save 1 pint in a keg?" He goes, "Why?" I go, "I really want to do side by side." He goes, "I didn't even think of side by side." I go, "Well, nitrogen takes flavor from a beer. And if the nitrogen took flavor from this, what the fuck does it taste like in a can?" And he's laughing. He goes, "Well, I may have screwed up." I go, "How so?" He goes, "Well, normally it's supposed to be in pounds for coconut. I may or may not have fucked up and ordered it in kilos." Okay,
Yeah,
that matters.
that's interesting.
What's up, Gnarled Branch? What are we thinking? Gnarled Branch, is whenever I get those packages of your prints, they're all going up on the wall. I'm going to do a look at these pictures. These are all from this guy. You should go buy them because they're fucking awesome. That's pretty awesome. Actually, when I go offline tonight, I'm going to watch Halloween movies with my wife. That's why I have exactly till 8 o'clock or 10 p.m. your time. Enjoy your movies, Dave. Have a good
Has
time.
has the Simpsons Halloween episode come out yet?
I haven't watched The Simpsons in forever. I'm not sure. Eat my sausage.
I've been trying to catch the Halloween specials the last few years, and that's the only episode I watched. What you looking for?
Not really looking for anything.
Okay, then what do you hear?
Nothing. I'm just contemplating if I'm going to a non-alcoholic because this is my 4th beer of the night.
Oh, yeah. Crack.
I might crack one more regular beer because it's only 7 o'clock for me. Because we're not going to bed until like 11. I'll be able to give her what she wants.
We'll just pressure you to keep drinking.
No, if I open up one more, that's the last real beer I'm having. I need to be able to perform. You know, I have expectations. I'm basically the house penis.
As you stick one in your mouth.
I normally think this through and turn the camera off, but I don't even care. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's all good. Where's the sausage from? Is it local or just store bought? I'm gonna ask you more questions while you're chewing,
Both.
just like a dentist.
Both. It is store
local
bought. It's store bought from the co-op, and it's
Okay.
sold to the co-op from a local farmer. And by local,
Nice.
I mean Saskatchewan considers like all of Saskatchewan local, from what I found
Yeah.
out. I get phone calls every day, and it's like, I'm traveling from here, and I go, of course you're traveling from there. Everybody's traveling.
Yeah,
You guys have
unless
nothing.
you're
If you're not in one of the like 5 cities, you have nothing. So I get it. You're traveling. Don't tell me you're traveling. Just ask me the question you want to ask me.
Yeah. Oh,
I have to go to Weyburn, and if you ever come to visit,
yeah.
because we talked, I know where you take one of your vacations, and it's not too far from us. If you ever come to visit, we are going together to this place. And actually, if we plan it out, the one great thing about this province, you start with 3 weeks of vacation. Yay!
Oh.
But if you ever come, we are going to Weyburn to have all you can eat KFC buffet. Because it's the only all you can eat KFC buffet in the country. And it's probably going to suck, but I have to have it once in my life.
How far away is it from you?
Weyburn's a couple hours. 1 second.
Is it west of you?
I do believe it's further east.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I figure you're looking it up.
The KFC is exactly 1 hour, 15 minutes from my house, and it's southeast.
Okay.
It's not much east. It's more south.
Yeah.
Weyburn was one of the places I was actually looking at buying a house when we were coming out this way.
Yeah. Small
because
town, though, right?
I was being offered. Yeah, it is. Everything's a small town unless you're in like Saskatoon, Prince
Yeah.
Albert, Regina, Swift Current. There's not a lot of cities that are cities, all right? Like they have a lot of those tiny cities that just surpass the town.
Yeah.
Like say like Broadview, I believe. What is it? Wagon, you're from here. Name the cities. Yorkton. Well, that's the thing, right? I don't like KFC. And when I
Neither do
worked for
I.
the Northwest Company, we had a KFC in the store we were in Deer Lake. There was no KFC in Pavernatuk or anything, but when we were in Deer Lake, we had a KFC in the building. And every once in a while, we would buy it because the kids liked it. We didn't like it. But every once in a while, we'd buy it because the kids liked it. And we went to KFC once here. And it reminded us of why we don't eat at KFC. However, if there's an all-you-can-eat KFC buffet near you, I've never heard of that. You have to try it. You have to. I like the Martian flesh, the KFC coleslaw. I like the Martian flesh. I like the macaroni salad. Their gravy, before it turned into vegan gravy, it was the best gravy of all fast food places. Now I'd probably say it's probably A&W that has the best gravy of fast food places. Because the KFC poutine used to be heavenly. It's not anymore. Who fucking wants vegan gravy? Give me fake gravy all the time, motherfuckers. Yeah. Gravy's supposed to be made with animal fat. Okay. I get it. You want to go vegetarian, you want to go vegan, sure, whatever. You do that stuff. Stop taking away what was good. I want to clog my heart with fucking animal fat gravy. I can clog my heart with animal fat gravy. Motherfuckers.
Nice.
It's like, I had vegan cheese put on a sandwich once. I'm like, what the fuck is this? They're like, well, it's our vegan cheese. I go, why the fuck is there vegan cheese? They chose what they wanted.
Maybe you should stick to the non-alcoholic drinks.
No, you know me. You've known me for years. Anytime I get worked up, it doesn't matter if I'm drinking or not. This is me.
Oh, I should show you something I found in a store where they wear blue.
So you bought a Calgary Flames Swiss Army knife, did you?
Yeah. It was in the surplus area.
In a place. They get excited when they get Ottawa Senators stuff because they know I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Like this up here. Somebody stole all the Ottawa Senators ones. They stole it. We didn't even sell them.
Huh. Now I'm probably looking at you being like, oh, you took them? And you're like, no.
We have this one guy that comes in and steals from us almost daily. And I get worked up. And they're like, why are you so worked up? We've never seen you this worked up about anything. I go, I don't even care that he's stealing. Steal all the fucking shit you want because he always goes to our surplus stuff, right? I'm like, steal whatever the fuck you want. But I'm always in the middle of something when I get this phone call that this motherfucker's here and I have to kick him out. And then I found out that he likes to hang out at an Esso station that's about a 3-minute walk from my door. Like it's this way, like behind me, and then that way about 3 minutes. And I'm like, I'm going to go up there in my Santa suit, beat the fuck out of him, drop an elbow from the top of the building, and get up and go, you're on the naughty list, bitch. That's where I'm at with that. And he walks in, he's in this he has his hoodie up and he pulls his hood over his head and he has this giant backpack that he shoves all of his shit in. He's in this, and there's always a black sweater. It doesn't matter what he wears for pants, but he always has the same everything else on, and he has these tattoos all over his hands, and he walks like this with his hands across, but his tattoos are showing. I'm like, you do realize that that's the most fucking visible identifying marker in the world, you fucking idiot. Like, we know exactly who you are the second you walk in our door like this. He's like, oh, everything's scary. I have warrants for my arrest. You're ruining my life. You're ruining your own life, you fucking moron. Oh. Let me do my job. Go steal from my other job that's next door. My last job. Go steal from them. They'll chase you down the street, though.
That's probably why he comes to your place.
I know that's exactly why he comes to my place. Wagon now knows where I work. He's not going to say it, but he now knows where I work.
Next time you have to hire somebody, you have to ask them in the interview, can you sprint fast? We need you to chase somebody. You'll have a daily run.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. So, to continue everything else, we had OSHA come in, and they were talking about our violence policy and the wording in it, and how it didn't follow the laws of this province. And when they left, the other guy that had the same job description as me looked at me and he said, you look like you were trying to hold in a laugh. And I go, I was. He goes, why? I go, because I'm not great at de-escalation. He goes, what do you mean? I go, so I got sent to a store in Pangertung once. He goes, okay. He goes, that was actually one of our first online orders was to Pangertung. I go, okay, well, this is what happened. I got sent there to train their grocery manager. And I was standing in the aisle of the general merchandise, and this guy came at me with a knife because he was pissed off that there was a white guy in his town. So he came at me with a knife. He goes, how did you just de-escalate that? I go, I didn't. He goes, what do you mean? I mean, I picked up an axe and said, one of us is going to win this, and it's not you. And he looked at me, and he goes, you did not. I go, oh, I fucking did. I go, don't get me wrong. I get it. The world down here is different than the world up there. The world up there is prison rules. If you back down, you're dead. So you want to come at me with your little 6-inch fucking foot blade knife? That's okay. I have the 40-inch fucking axe. I'm gonna win.
So you pretty much did the Mick Dundee.
Yeah. You think that's a knife? This is a knife.
Yeah.
But that's how life is up there.
Yeah.
Life in the Arctic is different than life down here. That's why when my wife called me and told me that she got sucker punched by a motherfucking guy and that it was the motherfucking guy that lived next door to me, even though I was laid up and ridden off work for a week and a half because I fucked my back up, I was up out of my house with an axe sitting on his steps. It actually, Hans had to help me get up because I couldn't stand. Because by the time Hans found me, I was my rage had subsided, right? But she told me, I hung up the phone. Most people that know me know how close my house in Pavernatuk was to our work, which was I could spit and hit the building. And I rushed in.
You could fart in one building.
Yep. Rushed in, made sure she was okay, picked an axe up off the shelf, walked out the fucking door, and sat on his stairs. And the cops got there after I'd left. And they're like, are you going to press charges? She's like, yes. And just so you know, my husband's sitting on his steps with an axe. They're like, we're going to go find him. So they went and found him, and then they came to get me, and they're like, Chad, we caught him. I'm like, that's great. They're like, are you going to go back to your house across the street? Because my house was across the street. I'm like, no. And they're like, why? I'm like, because my back is fucked. I have a doctor's note to not be working. I can't stand. And Hans is like, okay, I'm going to come help you. I'm like, thank you, Hans. He had to stand me up, walk me down the few steps I was sitting on, and then walk me across the street so I could get back to my house. But life in the Arctic is different than most people will ever realize. And I think that's the thing, right? And so when I talk to people here, I'm like, look, I get in trouble a lot because sometimes I forget to put my safety colors on and stuff, or I forget to put my cut resistant gloves on. And they're like, why can't you follow safety rules? And I'm like, it's not that I can't. It's that I don't even think about it because I lived for 6 years in the Arctic where the only rule was do not die. Like that was the rule.
Yeah.
Don't die on the job, but get the job done however you need to. I have
Yeah.
videos of me pulling sea cans off the back of trucks when we had Winter Road with another truck. I have videos of us lifting skidoos in crates off of planes. I have so many stupid videos of the things I've had to do to survive up there that I just can't do what you want. Like I want to. It's not like I'm being a dick. I have to think about it. And they don't like that answer. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Oh yeah. I just got a fork.
Oh, okay.
My wife brought me a fork like I don't eat like a Neanderthal. Like there's
Yeah,
a
the
pancake
thought-
folded in half.
Yeah, that thought was there.
She put the diabetic syrup on that motherfucker.
Well, it just means you have more. That's all.
No, she doesn't put more on. So she's been donating plasma to help pay off some of our credit card debt because they pay you
That's
for we say donating plasma, but they buy your plasma from you here.
Yeah.
And so she's been selling plasma. And she talked me into doing it, and I went in. And I got in there earlier than her. She was done work at 5:30. My appointment was at 4:45, so hopefully I'd be done close to when she got in, so that I could go pick up our daughter. And she came in, and she goes, "You looked like you were about to die." I'm like, "Oh, I was sweating. I had a fever. I was like about to pass out." I go, "I could feel it in my arm." I go, "I don't do good with needles." She goes, "You're tattooed from head to toe." I still don't do good with needles, especially needles that are sitting in my fucking arm. Right? Like, I don't do good with
stationary needles.
Yeah, and then I look over and I see this fucking bucket filling up with this golden substance that's coming from my blood. And I see this line of blood going into my machine and another line of blood coming back into me. I don't do good with this. Like, I don't.
So you finally got approved to do it?
Yeah, I got approved to do it. They've realized that albinism isn't spread through blood. So,
well, that's good.
And the best part is the nurse that got me again was the nurse that told me I couldn't donate. And I'm like, you stupid fucking bitch. I don't like thinking that way, but I'm like, oh my God, you're a nurse. How do you not know anything?
Well, we don't know how new she is. You know,
she's not originally from this country, which means she had a nursing degree somewhere else and then had to do it. Then she had to come here and do all this teaching again because our country doesn't accept nursing from these countries. So she's had to do the nursing degree twice. So how do you know nothing about what I have? She's also the one that sent me this question. She's also, and I talked about it in one of my vlogs because she sent me a question and she's like, do you have any bloodborne illnesses or this and that? Because they're commonly associated with albinism. I go, are you asking if I have HPS or CBD? Because neither of those are actually commonly associated with albinism. One of them, you have to have albinism to have, but it's not common. And the other one, just there's a correlation with people with albinism having it. But again, not common. No, I don't have either of those. You actually asked me if I had one of those two in the questionnaire before I showed up. Like, fuck yourself. I don't like getting angry because I know we're just cogs in a machine, but I was
Yeah,
reminded of the time I was in high school and the kid came up to me and he was like, I hear you have a disease. I'm like, okay. What is it? I go, if I cough on you, you're going to become albino. He ran away, right? Like, I'm reminded of that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you are a medical professional. You're a medical professional. What the fuck? Right? Like, I, I, I try. I get that education levels are different. I get this, I get that. I shouldn't be the one teaching you about what my medical condition is.
Well, you
And
had to in this case.
but over and over again, well, I see there's something wrong with your eyes. I go, yeah, I'm legally blind. She goes, but your hair is white and all that, and your age says this. I go, yeah, I have albinism. Well, what's albinism? It's albinism. I have albinism. Well, what does your doctor say about it? That I have albinism? But what's wrong? It's a condition that affects my eyes and my pigment. It's genetic. Oh, well, if it's genetic, you can't do this. I go, okay,
Yeah.
bye. And then, so I donate. I do my donation. She comes in just as I'm finishing. Like they're pumping the saline into me as she's coming in. So I'm like 10 minutes away as she comes in. Our youngest daughter is out in the waiting room with her tablet. She's 6. She sees me. She jumps up. She comes up and she hugs me. Daddy, I love you. I go, hey, how's it? And we sit down. We talk for about 10 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, you want to go get some candy while mommy's finishing this? Because there's a bulk barn like a minute away. She goes, yeah. So we go leave the door. And the door lady's like, hey, her. And I go, yeah, she's my daughter. My wife is this person. She's in there donating right now. I'm new, so like she's arguing with me, and I go, and I appreciate it. You tried to save my daughter from being kidnapped. You didn't say anything when she ran up and hugged me. You didn't say anything when I sat down beside her and talked to her. But you're trying to keep my daughter from being kidnapped. I appreciate that. Okay, whatever. She's like, well, can you wait while I'm new? I don't know who you are. Can you wait a minute while I go find out if you're sure? But then she leaves, and there's no one in the front. So if I was kidnapping this child, I could just walk out.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and she goes, okay, you're good. I go, yeah, I'm still standing here, which means I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
because if I was kidnapping her, I would have left as you left. You're not here anymore. By the time you got the Amber Alert out, I could be half an hour away. I was like, oh my God. And I know, you know me, we've known each other for a long time. I know my frame is large. And I am fat, but I'm not.
Like a rhino.
Yeah, but I'm fat, but I'm not all fat, and I get it. So I'm even larger than I should be for the weight I am. And 7 times before I stepped on the scale, they asked to make sure I was under 160 kilos. I'm like, yes, for the last time, I'm under 160 kilos. If you try to tell me one more time that I look fat, I'm going to slap somebody. And they're like, threats of violence aren't good. I go, this isn't a threat. It's a promise, okay? And I'm texting my wife the whole time. I'm like, I have been asked 7 times now if I'm under 160 kilos. And she's like, but you're like 130 at best. I go, I'm aware of this, but apparently I look gigantic. But it's because, like, it's all like 110-pound women, and I'm like a 280-pound man. And yes, again, I have a belly. I get that. But I'm also as broad as a fucking truck. And I get it. Like, she makes fun of me all the time upstairs. She's like, yeah, you are fucking gigantic. And we have there's this little woman from Gujarat, India, that works with us. And we ended up checking, and my fucking pinky is bigger than her thumb. And she's like, oh my God, you're huge. You don't know how long in my life I've waited for a woman to say that. Like,
And it's a woman of color.
but so like, I get it. I'm a large man. I get it. And again, I get it. I won't lie. I'm fat. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm fat. But I'm not all fat. And I think that's what really fucks with people's minds, right? Like they see the belly and they're like, oh, he must be huge. And muscle weighs more than fat, which puts me close, but I'm not at the weight they're looking at. And it pissed me off. They kept asking me if I was that weight, like several times. I'm like, put me on the scale, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Everyone put their bets in, because let's settle this right now.
Yep. Oh, that last pancake's gonna have no fucking shit on it. That pisses me off.
Oh, what, you disappeared on us now?
I'm sorry, I'm shoveling pancakes in my mouth.
Ah.
You don't need to see. Maybe I'll do a review at the same time as this live chat.
Hey, whatever you want to do. Were you going to review the pancakes?
No,
One of your non-alcoholics?
no, my remember how I said I was thinking about a fifth alcoholic? I have my pumpkin smooth.
Ooh.
My one pumpkin beer of the year until Dave's package gets here. I'll be right back. I think it's just the two of us now, so you're fully in charge because it's just you.
I'm fully. Is there any comments that I can riff off of?
No, there's not even a comment. Wagon was the last comment.
Okay. It's all me.
Ah, motherfucker! What did I step on?
Sounds like he stepped on a. Oh, he didn't stub his toe. He must be running off to the bathroom. Probably stubbed his toe on the toilet bowl. There's a wet toilet paper. Oh, there we go. Kick. We heard that loud and clear.
That smells worse than a dog. What the fuck is that?
Sounds like he's going to have to sit down for a little bit here.
How do I have this much liquid in me? I haven't drank much.
He hasn't drank much. He's 4 deep already. So beyond that, we really don't know. He's probably changing his pants.
Woo!
Probably dropped his boxers.
I don't have my headphones on yet, so if Brian's saying anything, I can't hear him. I'm just trying to move right now.
I've been talking to myself.
Ooh, what the hell was that? Security camera.
You have a security camera. Oh, is there someone out there?
Okay. Headphones are on now.
I was talking to, I don't know, to anybody, saying that you stubbed your toe in the toilet bowl. Then we heard you fart.
No, I don't know what I stepped on. I do have a 50-pound weight holding down a floorboard right now. But that's not what I stepped on.
Then I figured you had to sit down.
I did have to sit down. So
while you're in the bathroom.
This is the beer I'm going to drink next, but I'm also going to review it at the same time.
It looks like WD-40.
Doesn't it? That's the smooth variant. So I got to get my phone set up here.
Ooh.
So give me a second. Do I have a little on the counter?
Hey, could I give you an idea for a potential review?
Okay.
A review type thing? The ones that you did in your garage today, or that were posted today, I thought, the very first one I thought you were opening up your fridge. The way you're like, oh, there you are.
I was opening up a cupboard.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you were using I thought it was the fridge. I was like, oh, dude, that'd be awesome. You're opening the fridge. There you go. Just a thought.
So you're saying I should put the camera in the fridge.
Potentially, yeah.
Well,
It's up to you.
if I can find a little tripod I usually use, then yeah, we could do something like that. But I don't know where the fuck I would put it.
Oh, it's up to you. It was just a thought.
Oh, I found it. I'm knocking cans over left and oh, I didn't find it. That's actually the light bulb. Where the fuck is the tripod? Okay, 1 second.
Oh,
1 second. You don't need to look at my ass.
we're not. We're looking at your head right now. Oh,
I'm looking for the tripod, sir. I'm looking for the tripod.
can you still hear me though?
I can hear you. I have my earphones on.
Okay.
Okay, that's the light bulb adapter for my security camera. That's my Macho Man glasses. That's my light on a tripod. Where's my tripod? What the fuck have I done here? Where the fuck would I have put it?
Would it be out in your garage? Like, did you use it up there?
No, I leaned it up against a box when I was out in the garage.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know where I would have put this. It's not in those cupboards. Let's see if I can find a spot for this to sit. I'll keep the camera off while I'm playing with this, and then I'll turn the camera on and we'll do the review. We'll do the review live, but we'll do the review recorded at the same time.
Okay, so we'll be like the background crowd watching. Well, it's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, you guys are behind the scenes while we review. Like you guys, I think it's just you and Wagon here right now.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay, that's the charger for my pot vaporizer. Yeah, I seem to have lost this. It's probably on the other side of this. It's probably over by where I put my where my video game system is. That's my guess. Do we have?
So what are you using right now to broadcast with? Is that another phone or just a laptop?
We're on my laptop right now.
Okay.
So currently we're on my laptop.
And I know you use your phone to look at the live chat and to search stuff.
Yes, that's when I use my iPhone. My old Android is what I usually record on.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Cornette 11 days ago on AEW Dynamite ratings.
Oh, yeah. I think that's when Dynamite did a 0.1 after announcing a national deal.
I realize that there's like four beer. There's four wrestling videos I watch for the most part. And of those four, there's 2 viewers and I'm one of them. So maybe Wagon is still watching us. Anyway, what I was going to say is there's 4 beer things I watch. And Jim Cornette is one of them. The Undertaker's another.
Did you see the Undertaker endorsement video today?
No, he endorsed something.
He's sitting on a couch with Kane, and in the middle is Donald Trump.
No, I didn't see that.
Yep, it's on the Undertaker's Instagram reel.
Well, it makes sense. He is a Texan. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say the 4 I watch. I actually watched 5, but the 4 that show up all the time is like Undertaker, Jim Cornette, and I'm sure that endorsement will be talked about on Jim Cornette, Stevie Richards, Maven, and Dutch Mantel.
You got to get into Chris Van Vliet.
I don't even know who that guy is.
As soon as you see it, you'll be like, you guarantee you've seen clips of him before.
I've seen clips of him because I know he's talked to other people about like Ashley Mazzaro and stuff. But
But in the past year, he's really stepped it up with the wrestling. So he gets like 2 videos out a week, like 2 full interviews a week, and he's very
And for those of
popular.
you that are like, oh, you. No, I watch old wrestling podcasts for the most part now. Anyway, I'm about to do a lot. I'm going to record it at the same time, but we're going to look at
All right.
Smooth Pumpkin.
All right, well, I'll stay quiet for this.
Oh, you can talk. I have the earphones on, so
No, I
people
know,
will be
but
like, "Who the fuck's he talking to?"
true.
Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. We're actually live right now on a Saturday night hangout, and we're looking at from Small Pony Beer Works in Dunrobin, Ontario. We're looking at the Smooth Pumpkin. So the Smooth series is like a smoothie beer series. I actually ordered 2 of these, and I ordered the second one solely to share with some of my coworkers because they've never had a pumpkin beer and they've never had a smoothie beer. And I'm like, I will get you one of these. Anyway, this is a red sour beer aged in oak barrels packaged with pureed pumpkin, mango, brown sugar, vanilla, and spices. Keep refrigerated and enjoy fresh. This is extremely fresh. This was actually announced the same day I ordered it. So you are supposed to get a glass, go to Small Pony Beer Works, buy the can, and get a glass. Then you're supposed to shake it. 1, 2. Which really does worry me. Shaking it worries me. But you're shaking it solely to get the puree to move. But as a person that's drank beer most of his life, that is something I don't want to do. Then you're supposed to open it, pour it in your glass, and enjoy. We are looking at 5% alcohol by volume. It is a flavored beer brewed in Dunrobin, Ontario by Small Pony Beer Works. It contains barley, wheat, rye, and oats. So there's even a huge malt bill on here. And we have keep it and enjoy fresh. Brian is the only person in the chat room with me, and he's making weird noises in the background. It's good. It's good. I'm hoping this doesn't explode on me, but I just shook it. So, again, as a person who has drank beer most of his life, I really hate shaking it, but we shook it. So, and it didn't blow up.
Polaroid.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that is thick. There's no head. I'll give it that. There's no head. That, and I know that you guys live can't see it, but this camera can. That looks like pumpkin pie filling in the glass. I do see there's some comments. We will get to it. So pumpkin pie filling in the glass, and as Brian brought up, it looks kind of like a WD-40 can. That is what they go for. It's even worse when you drink the original Smooth, because the original Smooth is fully color-coded to look like WD-40. And I guess also up top of WD-40, I think it's supposed to be kind of like an IKEA thing. Because the back here, it's not in French or anything. We have Farveras e Kilskop och Avenjuts Farsk. I don't know what fucking.
Are you sure it's German?
That's not German.
Well, you're making it sound German.
Okay, well, I'm not great at fucking accents, okay? My grandparents had an Irish
German.
accent, and when I made fun of the Irish accent, I sounded like I was making an Indian accent. So I'm not great at accents, okay? Leave me alone. But yeah, that's disgusting looking. Like, that is so thick, it's not even funny. I just snorted it. Oh, God. Look at the amount of liquid coming out of my nose. Okay. Well, all I smell now is pumpkin pie with mango. That's all I can smell is pumpkin pie and mango. Oh. Like, what do we have here? Sugar. Brown sugar. Okay, I don't smell brown sugar, but it's sweet. Vanilla, I smell. Spices, yeah, I'm getting coriander. I'm getting allspice. I'm getting nutmeg. I'm getting cinnamon. Pumpkin, fucking right. I can smell pumpkin. And I know pumpkin doesn't have much of a scent. You're right; it doesn't have much of a scent. But as a pumpkin rots, you get that like very big botanical weird smell, and I'm getting that. Mango puree, I'm not smelling. Oak barrels, okay, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an oakiness. And you get that from any beer that they make. I'm really sad that I snorted it because all I can smell is what I just do. Okay, we're trying it. Cheers. That actually makes me a little sad. I was really excited by this beer. I was like, hey, it's my first pumpkin beer of the year. Yeah. And I was really excited. And it has the flavors it says it should have. Like you can taste the vanilla. You can taste the cinnamon. You can taste the nutmeg. You can taste the allspice. You can taste the brown sugar. You can taste the mango. You don't really taste pumpkin, but pumpkin, as most people know, doesn't have a huge flavor. Pumpkin's mostly used for the mouthfeel. And yeah, it's heavy mouthfeel. The problem is I'm tasting so much of that sour red ale with the oak. So I'm getting the telltale sign that you're drinking a Small Pony Barrel Works beer, which is a little bit of like tongue depressor on the back of the tongue and this very sweet and very sour flavor at the same time. They're using mango to help round it out. And you can taste some of the mango, but the forefront of this beer is very, very saison-esque. You get that almost like white peppery, woody barnyard funk that flips to a mango flavor and then flips to all the pumpkin pie spices. And all three of those different beers together don't work. The pumpkin spices, amazing. The barrel-aged red sour ale, amazing. The mango puree, amazing. All three of them together, not amazing. And it is thick. Like it's thick. If you've ever snowballed in your life, you know what I'm talking about. Brian's quiet right now because he's like, motherfucker, snowballed? I'm not answering that yes or no, but...
I used to have someone I worked with that used to be nicknamed Snowball.
Who the fuck did you work with nicknamed Snowball?
You worked with him too.
That's why I'm asking, because we worked together for so long.
He quit.
Well, lots of people quit.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know that. I don't remember how long ago he quit, but you were there.
You know, I can't even think
I'm not going
to think of who quit while I was there.
I'm not going to name names while you're doing the thing.
It's thick. It's really thick, but it looks thick. It tastes really good, but at the same time, there's too much stuff going on. I like some of the smooth beers. I've had the original smooth, and I really liked the original smooth. It was like, wow, this is a really good beer. I've had the green smooth, which is what they put out for for St. Paddy's Day, and it was like spinach and a whole bunch of and kiwi and everything else, and it was really good. And this one I was hoping would be like a 9+ out of 10, like the other ones were, but it's not. It's not bad. It's not under a 7. Like I would buy this again. I actually have a second can of it to share with some of the people that I work with. But I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, the review's over.
Nice.
I still can't smell anything but what I snorted. I've never played Donkey Kong Country 3. That's one I've never played. How about yourself? Have you ever played Donkey Kong Country 3?
No. I was barely into Super Mario, let alone.
I think you need to Facebook me who was Snowball, just so I can snort. Because now I'm trying to think now. I never knew anybody as Snowball. Me,
Oh, it was
maybe.
one of those. No, well, it was.
But I will say, I've never snowballed in my life, and if I had snowballed, it wasn't before I was married to the person I'm married to now.
Can I pop out of this and go to Facebook?
How
How about you message me, and I can just reply on the pull down window.
Sure, let me do that right now. Let's do this. Because
Yeah.
I'll message you by yourself, even though everybody in that, unless it's the person that I've asked you about before.
I don't remember.
That wasn't supposed to say what it sent. That
That's
was
okay.
a. It's not a bad beer, but it's weird. It's so good and so bad at the same time. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I know what he did at one point as a job, so that makes sense, but wow. Okay, since nobody knows the person that's speaking right now, and if I say this name, you'll know who it is, but nobody else will. I remember one time he went into the cooler with Natasha because she didn't believe the stories about his willy size, and then she came out going, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's funny.
Is he still an officer of the law currently?
Yes, I believe. I don't know if he's actually like an officer. I don't know if he's more of court services. I think.
Court services pays almost as much for a lot less danger.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% on that though. But yeah, he's still in that line of work.
I remember the day he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Chad." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You used to be the bouncer at Red Square, right?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you remember throwing a guy out the back door into the dumpster?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Because that was me. And that was like 2 or 3 years after we started working together that he told me that. I'm like, "Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that." And he goes, yeah, that was me." Well, he shouldn't have been a fucker. He would have gotten thrown in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And the way that went, he was in the brewery. He was in the bar, and it was an all ages show. And he was like a week away from being of age to drink, and he was drunk out of his mind. And somebody came to get me, and they're like, "This guy's in here drunk." And I went up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you got to go." And he wasn't served at our bar. He showed up drunk, right?
Yeah.
It's like, "I'm here for a show." Like, it doesn't matter if you're here for a show. You can't be in here intoxicated. You have to go. But I'm here for a show. And I go, that's great. Again, you didn't drink here, I know, but you're intoxicated here. So if the cops ever came, I'm the one in trouble. You have to go. And then he took a swing at me.
Yeah.
And the second he took a swing at me, my buddy Boychuk's eyes went huge. He's like, I had one hand under each armpit, picked him up in the air, started walking up the back stairs. Boychuk opened the door, I threw him. He ended up in the dumpster. I'm like, you fucking stay out. And I closed the door and went in. And by the time I got to the front door, he started coming down the front stairs to come back in. I'm like, I just motherfucking threw you out. And he's like, I'm here for the show. And I took a step towards him and he ran away. And this was before I worked at the casino, right? And before he worked at the casino. And
Yeah.
it was just funny.
That is a funny story.
But again, I love that he didn't tell me that until years into our relationship together. Like we had been talking and fucking around and everything else for years, and then he told me that. And I kind of looked at him like, I'm sorry. He's like,
yeah.
And he just had this smile on his face, like, I just fucked with that guy. And then I started telling that story afterwards.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought so. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready for what?
To rumble!
Oh!
I still got to decide what I'm doing for Halloween because we apparently do like a group Halloween. I'm like, you should all be
What?
elves and I can be Santa Claus.
Yeah, 100%, dude. You should just tell them that you're going to be. You could also be bad Santa or good Santa.
Yeah, depends on who you want me to be.
Do you remember the third Santa? Santa Claus?
No, I don't remember Santa Claus.
Oh, that was WWF.
Oh, when they had their Santa. Okay.
Yeah, wasn't it like Vader or something?
I think so.
Yeah. Santa with an X. Santa Claus.
They should have hired me. I could have been their Santa.
You just need to post on your local marketplace that you're a Santa actor.
Santa
hire.
for hire.
Yeah.
Right here. Krampus. No, Krampus isn't. He's not. Well, he's sort of Santa-ish. Oh, there was so many good Santa horror movies out there too. My wife wants us to watch 2 horror movies when I go upstairs in 20 minutes. And I'm curious what she's picked out.
The Burbs. Can't go wrong with that one.
Scariest thing is the fact that she likes this naked. That's scary.
Oh, she wants to watch it naked? Is that what you just said?
No, I said she likes this naked, but she likes to watch this
Oh.
naked too, yes.
Oh.
We took the youngest to Climbers today, which is like an indoor play place. And
Okay.
she was like all on top of me while we were in there. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, what? I like to be near you. I go, you don't touch me like this in public. She goes, okay, there's a lot of people of the variety that used to come after you all the time, so I need to mark you as mine. Like, so we need to hang out in places like this all the time, do we? I'm okay with that idea. This was the this is the bracelet that my eldest daughter, my adopted daughter, made me years ago. And I sent her a picture of it on my wrist today, and she's like, "You still have that?" I go, "Yeah, I don't get rid of things." She's like, "I made that like 6.5 years ago," and I go, "I know, and I thank you for it."
Is she still living down this way?
Yeah, she's still in Van Cleek Hill. I guess she's all worked up right now because everybody's talking about moving to Saskatchewan now in her family because we're here, and they all want to be closer to us. Because again, she moved in with her grandmother because we didn't have high school in the Arctic, and then when we moved out of the Arctic, she had a boyfriend and everything. She's like, "I don't want to leave," and I'm like, "Whatever, stay there then." I know your mom's going to miss you, but if that's where you want to be and your grandmother's okay with it, stay there. And I guess now her uncle who lives in the same house she lives in, which is with her grandmother, and his wife and their kid and all that, he's like, one, I'm tired of French people. Two, I can't afford anything in Ontario, so I should leave. And you guys are there, which means my parents are at some point going to go, we should go there, because we're actually the ones that help the family more so than he does, even though he lives with them. So I'm going to move to Saskatchewan. But he wants to move to like one of the small towns and have an acreage and all that, which is great. I wanted an acreage as well. I still would love to have an acreage, but the difference is I've lived in the Arctic long enough that I know what it's like to have a hard time where you have to plan everything out and all that. He hasn't. He's always had his mom and dad to pamper him because he's the pampered prince. He's the young child. And I mean, he's in his 30s and he's living at home with his mommy and daddy while he has a kid and is married. Like, and he wants to have more. So it's one of those things where we're like, But do you have a cat in your arms?
Well, I didn't want to leave her upstairs to get mauled by the dogs. And your fork's on the floor.
I know it fell. Oh, hello, kitten.
I'm going for a shower.
Okay, you go for a shower. Hi, kitty.
What's the cat's name again?
Cupcake.
Cupcake.
Cupcake is 3 pounds. Cupcake likes to beat up the 140-pound St. Bernard.
That's awesome.
I know. Cupcake's the queen of the house. Hey,
She likes
Cupcake.
pancakes.
Pardon?
She likes pancakes.
She also likes chips. She likes chips enough that she beat up the Bernese mountain dog to take his chip. Like, she face hugged him like an alien. She's like, ah! And took his chip from him. She had her shots today and she had some ear mites dealt with and all that.
Oh, yeah?
So she's grumpy. She's a bitch right now.
Well, that's not good.
If you're going to throw all your clothes out here like that, you should at least show me some boobage.
No.
Yeah,
Tell her you're on a 360 camera.
I just had to yell at your son.
Why did you have to yell at my son?
You've been in the shower forever. You've been in for 7 minutes. I'm like, so you've had more than enough time to wash your hair, wash your body. Get the fuck out so I can go for a shower.
It's because we know what he's doing.
Yes, we know what he's doing. He's sliding around in the bathroom tub.
Yes, he's sliding around. I go, weren't you told not to slide around the tub? I'm not. I'm just moving my legs. That's what I got today.
Lubing my legs? Is that what she
Not
was saying?
moving his legs. He's not lubing his legs.
I don't know. He could be moving his legs, Chad. I don't fucking know what he's doing in there.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Brian.
Oh, she knows what he's doing in there. She's denial.
Yes. Well, he likes to watch like stepmom shaking her booty and stuff videos on YouTube.
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
Well, I said to him, I'm like, you know what? You want to watch that stuff? That's great. You lost your TV because of this, this, and this. I've told you several times you need to watch that stuff in your own private little area on my couch in my living room is not the place where you beat off, motherfucker. Like, it's not. It's not. It's not where you do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
But where we were going with the other
Shouldn't be
conversation is,
laughing.
yeah, so that they want to move here now so that she's all worked up that she has to move to Saskatchewan. And she's like, every time I get comfortable somewhere, you move me. Welcome to life.
Yeah. So what's up tomorrow? You got to go to work?
No, I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I work Monday to Friday this week, and then I'm off Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
And
nice.
Then I think I work a weird schedule after that. Let's see here. Come on.
Are you on days on Friday?
Yes and yes. This Friday, yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, this Friday coming up, I'm 10 to 6:30
Yeah. What time's the mail show up there?
at my place of business. I'm not 100% sure. I've never paid attention to.
Oh, okay.
Why do you have something showing up on the 25th?
No, but if I send something out Tuesday, we're always
Next
We-
week
we've
I
been-
work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday, Saturday because I'm off Sunday and Wednesday. But I only know
doing
my
a day-
schedule till the 6th.
Are you doing a day shift?
Next week I am sort of days, then off, then close, then close. So I'm like day shift Monday. I'm the later day shift, like the 10 to 6:30 Tuesday, off Wednesday, day shift Thursday, close Friday, day shift Saturday. But yeah, I'm opening all this week until Friday. I was supposed to be opening Friday, but I switched with one of our supervisors because she's like, I need to be later this day, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we can switch. Because my wife does groceries that day anyway, so she can just pick me up. Did you die? No, you're still there. Oh, I still can't smell anything but what I just reviewed. I can't hear you right now, sir. Did my headphones die? Can't hear you, Brian.
Well,
Oh, did I kick you out?
there we
I did.
go.
I'm an idiot.
No, I closed it by accident.
Okay,
I
so I
closed
was
it.
just talking to myself and seeing your face and going, "Why aren't you talking to me?"
Yeah, I closed it and then I get back. My dog's barking. I gotta go deal with that. So,
Oh, see, I didn't hear your dog barking. I see Wagon sent
Well,
another
no.
comment. What's Wagon say here? He
he
vanished.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
you're
I'm gonna go.
you're about to go off though, right?
Very shortly. She's in the shower right now, so I have a few more minutes. I might go pee on her while
Alright.
she's in the shower. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go deal with the dog, so I'll be back.
Okay, you go deal with the dog. It's just me and Wagon. Have a good night,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you.
What are you doing? Go away. Ah, go away.
Okay, I'm going away.
Aren't you online?
I am. I'm peeing. That's all. Am I not allowed to pee? I thought about peeing on you, but then, I want to get late tonight. Love you. Oh, Brian's still here. He's dealing with his dog. I didn't realize he was not going offline. So what's going on, Wagon? I think it's just me, you, and Brian. My beer's out. It's all gone. No, I don't want to look at me. Excuse me. I forget how many did you say you found? At least here, 700. That could be bad, sir. That could be bad. Oh, I can hit Brian's name. I don't want to do that, but it's kind of interesting that I can do it. It's kind of interesting that I can do that. No, I don't want to be the one that's full screen. I want Brian to be the full screen. There we go. Ho, ho, ho. It's just Brian. That looks like it was a nice chair. Looks like a very comfortable chair. Oh, I hear Harlow telling Aiden what we're doing. She's like, Mommy's in the shower and Daddy's drinking with his friends. She's not wrong. I love mead. Mead is great, and especially a mead that's made well. Prairie Bee Meadery here in Saskatchewan does an okay mead, but I've only tried their 4% alcohol meads, and I think they pissed me off solely because the salesperson told me they were Melomels until I actually really looked into them. I'm like, this is not a fucking Melomel, you liar. And it pissed me off that the salesperson had no idea what he was selling. And I think, again, that is really what bothered me, was him not knowing what he was selling. But what they make isn't bad. I was just bothered. Take my silver bracelet off. It just fits my wrist. Just fits my wrist. There's this company that makes jewelry that keeps asking me to be and I know that it's all just a Instagram way of selling shit. They're like, be one of our representatives, and I'm like, your stuff won't fit me. They're like, what are you talking about? It's extra large. And I go, your largest size does not fit my wrist. you can't tell me you're a Viking company and then you're like, look at my 7-inch long bracelet. No, people that are of the people that are going to be like, I have Viking blood. Oh, they're going to have fucking large bones, motherfucker. I need like at least 9.5 to 10 inches for my wrist. How long have you been making mead and stuff? I know you lost these meads and you just found them, but how long have you been doing it? Have you been doing it a while? I've made 3 meads in my time, and my mead is not as good as my beer, and it saddens me that my mead is not as good as my beer, because I think, being of Celtic blood, my mead should be just as good as my beer. But alas, I have failed to live up to the expectations of my lineage. But I still like the stuff. Fuck Overflow. I think I've only had one Overflow beer. Now I got to look it up. And how are you doing, Paul? Give me 1 second here. I think I've only had one of their IPAs. Overflow Brewing Company, Ottawa, Ontario. I'll check's completed. That's great. Yeah, I've had their Rear View Pilsner and looks like only the Rear View Pilsner. I thought I had more than that. I thought there was a IPA with a tank on the front that I've had. Landlocked, no. Crosswalk, no. Roger that, no. Final Blow is a porter. I thought I had. But it doesn't look like it. I never tapped it in. And I'm really good at tapping things in because it's the only way I remember things. But yeah, so I've had their Pilsner. I gave it a 3.25 out of 5 on here, so a 6.5 out of 10.
How long was I in the shower for, honey?
7 minutes.
Are you just saying that because that's what Aiden said?
No, you. When I sat back down here after pretending I was going to pee on you, it was 7:55, and it's 8:03 now, and you got out about a minute and a half ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just judging because I wash and condition my hair, and I wash in my face, body.
Do you wash your vag?
Part of my body, isn't it?
Hi, Brian.
Trying to get my earphones to reconnect here.
Anyways, so I'm just curious as to what the boy is doing when he does less in the shower than I do, and still comes out stinking.
It's because he doesn't use water or soap when he
Well,
showers.
he uses water. The water's on because then I can't have a shower.
Don't have boys, guys. Don't.
They're gross.
Boys and girls do not have a boy child.
So gross.
Apparently, we are gross. I'm still gross because of the things I'm willing to do to her.
We're a different kind of gross.
But I'm a different kind of gross. So I know I went to work and I got my headphones. Do you know where I put them? That's what I was thinking.
They're upstairs. I saw them. I've seen them. I think they're upstairs either by the microwave or by the stove.
So I left my AirPods in my desk at work, and I went to pick them up today because we had some other stuff we had to get anyway. So I went to pick them up, and I walked into the office to get them, and our administrator is like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I forgot these in my drawer, and I need to get them before my wife kills me for keeping her up all night." She goes, "Fair enough." Plus I had 1 or 2 things to buy, and I think I lost my AirPods after I got home. They're somewhere in the house.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
How you doing now? How are you now?
I went out of range, so my earphones dropped out. So.
How you doing there, bud?
How you doing there, bud? What's going on, bud? To be fair. What horror movie are we watching? Have you figured it out?
I wanted to try and find Terrifier, the first one.
Terrifier.
Burbs.
Yeah, third one's came out, and I've heard like.
Brian keeps saying The
it.
Burbs. I don't know what The Burbs is, but he keeps saying.
I've watched The Burbs. That's the one with like.
I've never seen The
That's the one
Burbs.
with Tom Hanks.
I've never seen
that. Yeah.
I'm looking next to the Nightmare Neighbors.
It's from the 80s. The neighbor has the.
Nightmare Neighbors moving next to him. It's Tom Hanks, isn't it?
I've never seen this movie.
It's like a horror.
It's a Disney movie.
Scary.
It's a Disney movie. Okay.
Yeah, we can watch The Burbs if I can't find Terrifier.
Okay, you look for Terrifier. I'll be up within the next 5 minutes.
You remember in Tremors, the crazy guy?
Terrifier's with a killer clown, Chad.
Reba McEntire's husband in Tremors?
Yes, Reba McEntire's husband in Tremors, the guy that was in almost every Tremors made.
Yeah, he was in The Burbs.
He was in The Burbs. Okay.
Was he?
Playing like the same role.
I think he was like one of the other neighbors or something.
Yeah, but he was like.
She just said what you said. He plays kind of the same character.
Like paranoid.
Yeah, Vietnam vet.
Oh, what the fuck was his name?
Well, his name in the Tremors is Burt Gummer.
No, but who is Burt
I
Gummer?
can't remember his name. He was also,
I know him and I don't
he
know
was
him at the
also
same
that
time.
TV show with fucking Michael J. Fox when Michael J. Fox was a kid. And I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong light. Fuck, I can't remember.
He was not the father in.
Aren't you?
I'm Googling who he is, yes.
And while
because
you
I know
Google,
him. I knew his name too. We always used to talk about him and how funny he was.
Is he still alive also?
Or was that the other guy?
I don't know if he's still alive, to be honest.
Well, when you're Googling it, you get the answer.
I see Middlefruz talking. Maybe he's telling us whether or not this guy is still alive.
Could be telling us the answer.
Michael Gross.
There you go.
Or Gross, however you look at it.
Gross, I think.
And yes, he is still alive. He was born in 1947.
Nice.
Is it in his 80s? 90s?
Almost 80.
Almost 80.
John, you need to help your wife's stupid brain sometimes, okay? Okay. Where's the cat?
I don't know where the cat is. I put her down on the ground and she walked away. Don't me. You were the one that brought the cat down here.
Brought the cat down so the dogs didn't eat her medicine off her back.
Put her in Harlow's room.
Yeah, we all know how that works. You've met the side quest queen, right?
Yes, I've met the side quest queen, my daughter. Yes, I've met her. The last Tremors that he was in was Shrieker Island in 2020.
They're still making Tremor movies?
I think 2020 was the last one made, but let's look it up and see.
There's cat treats down here.
Well, we don't have them down here. There's Tremors. There was another Tremors made in 2018 just called Tremors with Kevin Bacon in it.
Well, Kevin Bacon showed back up?
Yes.
They killed Burt Gummer's character in the last
Tremors 2 was 1996.
When was
3,
Tremors?
2001. Tremors 4, I don't know. Tremors 5, which was Bloodlines, was in 2015. There was another Tremors in 2019, and then there was Shrieker Island.
What was the first one? What year?
The first one was made in 1990.
Wow.
All right, well, she'll come out eventually.
Yeah, once you go upstairs, she'll come out. Tremors 4 was The Legend Begins. Oh, yeah, that's the one where they went back in time.
Well, did they see Marty McFly?
Yes. No, it was the first installment of Tremors in that valley, which was like in the 1800s or something.
Oh, okay. So it was Back to the Future too.
Yes. Tremors 5, which is Bloodlines, is in South Africa.
That seems like it's reaching.
Oh, she's screaming at my son. I guess he left. I guess the cat's upstairs.
Oh. Is there much of a music scene in Regina that you've heard of?
Not that I've heard of.
Or is it a bunch of cover bands?
Why are we still screaming? What's going on? I don't
No,
even want to go upstairs. Oh, that was the one. The 2018 Tremors. Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell, is the Tremors that's supposed to be in Canada's Nunavut territory.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. I didn't even know they made that one.
Well, the best part was it was full on an American thing, right? And you could tell that they had no idea how cold it is or anything there because they have like American winter coats on and they're not even done up and they're standing outside in Nunavut and they're like, "Oh yeah, Nunavut. Oh, we're in Nunavut." And then when they answer the phone, they're like, "Hi, you've reached Nunavut Territory, Canada." That's not how they would answer the phone, motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's not like 6 people that live there and that's it. How do I know?
Yeah.
Because I've lived there. They don't even have a number on this one though, but yeah. That was the one where apparently he gets poisoned and then he dies in the next one. Because he dies in the one where they're in South Africa.
I stopped watching at the second one.
So I guess technically 7 is where he dies and 6 is where he gets his poisoning.
So do you think Tremors 1 may be one of your most watched movies of all time?
I would say Tremors 1 or Bruce Campbell's Army of Darkness is probably my most watched movie.
Because I can remember Tremors being on every single Sunday afternoon growing up.
I take it you have not watched Tremors 6 or Tremors
No.
7 or Tremors 5 or Tremors 4 or
No.
Tremors 3.
No.
Have you seen Tremors 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I may have started 3 and been like, F this. I'm out.
I owned all 7 of them. And
Oh,
I
yeah?
bought them in a box set that came with all 7 plus the TV series. Because there was the Tremors TV series that came out as well.
Yeah.
Well, apparently there's another Tremors coming out called The New Ground.
Ooh. Speaking of Kevin Bacon, what do you think his most popular movie is?
Footloose.
Yeah.
What do you think is most
I
popular?
would always, for me, I'd be like Tremors. That's where I know him from. I know he's been in a whole bunch of others, but
Oh yeah, he's been in so many movies it's not funny, but
and remember the old internet thing from like the late '90s, the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
yes. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Movie is cued whenever you stop yakking. I guess she found Terrifiers. Let's see. He's in Maxine, which is the stripper movie. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F from 2024. The New Toxic Avenger for 2023. Actually, you know what? I lied. His most popular movie is the very first Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, didn't even know he was in
Yes,
it.
he was in it.
But I'm
He's
not
one
a
of the
horror
camp
movie.
counselors that gets killed.
I'm not a horror movie guy, so
I'm so out of touch. Haven't watched a movie since the mid 80s. Well, I'm about to go watch a movie. Multi, we talked about things that are getting sent your way today, too. Yeah, so thank you guys. I am 17 minutes past my curfew, but she did just get out of the shower, so I don't feel as bad. Au
there you
revoir.
go.
Au bientôt. See you soon. Bye bye.
See ya.
The pumpkin ale was good. Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. I should do this first. Bye, YouTube.